Know your carbs, know your proteins, know your good fats. ये सब is very important.
I'm a very boring person when it comes to food.
In my mind, fitness comes from exercise.
क्या avocado का क्या चक्कर है? हम जब बड़े हुए थे तो कोई avocado था ही नहीं.
It has taken me 39 years to get to this point.
There is a big misconception that people who want to build muscle should be the only ones eating protein.
Okay, the most important thing that I'm taking away from here, कल से मैं घी खाना शुरू करूँ. नमस्कार, मैं हूँ रोहित बोस रॉय. Welcome to yet another episode of Unstoppable, powered by RiteBite Max Nutrition. Today is special क्योंकि आज हमारे एपिसोड में एक नहीं, दो नहीं, तीन नहीं, चार एक्सपर्ट्स हैं. 4 different health experts from different walks of life. So without further ado, let's meet our panelists.
Hi everybody, I'm Sarika Jain. I'm an Ironman and I'm also a national swimmer. At the same time, I'm a marathoner and it's nice to be here. Thank you, Rohit.
Fantastic. Welcome to the show, Sarika. And I think very shortly they should call it Iron Woman also. Why only Iron Man? Correct?
True.
Full point.
Anant?
So, Anant, I am a cyclist. I also do strength training. Picked up cycling and strength training both 4 years back. And since then, I've done Srinagar to Khardung ride. I've done Tour of Nilgiri, which is 800 kilometers in 7 days. I've done Everest Base Camp, going for another trek, which is 6,500 meters in 2 months from now. But a lot of it is just strength building. And obviously, I think strength has to come with eat right. And it's a combination of both. So for me, strength and fitness, I mean, health and fitness are both very important.
You said a very interesting thing off camera, which I'm going to come back to shortly. Ma'am, welcome to the show.
Hi, I'm Tim. And yes, that is my real name.
That's a real name.
I know, everyone wants to know. I am a triathlete. I'm also a certified strength and conditioning coach. I'm a yoga instructor. I'm a nutrition coach. So basically anything fitness related, I love it and I've explored it and I live and breathe it.
So happy to have you on the show because I have a lot of questions. Chetan.
Yeah, hi, my name is Chetan. I'm a brain tumor and a heart bypass survivor. I am now a daily cyclist in the last 10 plus years, riding about 3 hours daily. And I have done bike tours, 22 bike tours across many countries in the world.
Many countries across the world?
Yeah. Canada, New Zealand, Australia, Netherlands, Switzerland, many of them. So kind of about 22 bike tours till now.
So guys, welcome to the show. I am excited and very, very honored to have all of you because I'm going to be the voice of the people. There's so many questions that we have about nutrition, fitness, health, basic overall health, and so much of information on Google and internet is wrong. Yeah. So we want to correct that and a lot of questions for all of you, starting with you, Sarika. So आप जो करती हैं वो तो करती हैं, but आप also business में हाथ जुटाती हैं. You have a family, you have 2 kids if I'm...
Yes, correct.
Husband भी है? हाँ, husband भी है. So in this phase of your life where you are fit, obviously you're taking care of your family, you're also working. What are your choices? We've divided the chat into 4 different segments. There's nutrition, there's diet, there's exercise, and there's recovery. Yeah. Nutrition, what is your funda about nutrition?
So very clearly, it's you are what you eat.
Correct.
Most importantly, what you feed yourself, you're going to be thinking like that, you're going to be growing like that. So lot of emphasis on good food, wholesome food. और घर का खाना खाइए, अच्छा खाना खाइए, and जहाँ तक हो सके अपना like actually we learnt in school, know your carbs, know your proteins, know your good fats. ये सब is very important.
बच्चे लोग आजकल फैट नहीं खाते हैं ये सोच के कि फैट बुरा है.
But good fat भी है, you know, like avocado toast, आपका good fat.
अभी मेरे को एक चीज आपसे मैं एग्री नहीं करता हूँ, सॉरी. आप अभी आई हैं, बहुत खूबसूरत है. यूजुअली मैं खूबसूरत लड़कियों के साथ आगे नहीं करता. ये एवोकाडो का क्या चक्कर है? हम जब बड़े हो रहे थे तो कोई एवोकाडो था ही नहीं, तो उसके अलावा कोई गुड फैट है ही नहीं.
पर तभी दादी घी का रोटी देती थी ना,
तो घी का रोटी खाओ ना, उनको भी खिलाओ. जहाँ पे भी चले जाओ, अगर कोई फैशनेबल कैफे है, टॉप ऑफ द मेन्यूज avocado on toast.
Yes,
क्यों यार? नहीं, on a serious note,
it's a fad. Everybody likes it.
So tell me, what other than avocado is a good fat, which is readily available and a middle class person can afford it?
You have your nuts, you have your ghee.
Nuts, ghee, all
हाँ,
these
ये
things,
अपना,
right?
yeah, आपका रोज का जो घी nuts है वो it should not be omitted from your diet.
Correct. So it's a good fat to have ghee.
आपका जो घर का मक्खन बनता था दादी के नानी के टाइम का, it's very good fat. वो you should stick to good fats.
And fat का भी काम रहता है ना. Fat also has a job to do. Like so when someone is eliminating an entire food group from the entire ecosystem, it's not happening.
Disbalance हो जाता है.
हाँ, so जैसे fat, there are certain micronutrients which are soluble only in fat. Yeah. So if you're not going to be having that fat, then how is that food going to get absorbed into your body? It's not going to happen.
बहुत simple है.
And automatically there'll be a nutritional deficiency, which means there will be some problem down the road. So, I mean, for each one it is like that.
हर चीज का एक काम होता है. हर चीज जैसे एक गाड़ी के अंदर इतने सारे moving parts होते हैं, तभी तो गाड़ी चलती है. Correct? A lot of people say कि अब ज़्यादा छोटे-छोटे मील खाओ, 4-5 बार खाओ. उसका भी बहुत common sense लग रहा है मुझे. कि एक steam engine में जब तक कोयला नहीं डालोगे, it's not
fueling it. You're fueling it, right? Yeah.
Coming to you, Chetan, I had a very interesting. I don't know. Today sounds interesting. When it must have happened to you, mustn't have been very interesting. You went through a heart scare.
Yeah.
You went through a stage of brain tumor.
Yeah.
And you overcame all of that. So, firstly, congratulations on being a rock star. How did that change your life? And did that propel you to eating properly, working out properly, nutritioning? Your body needs a lot of things which we kind of disregard when we have no problems. But when you do start having problems, you have to feed that.
Yeah. So
Did that make
absolutely-
all the change in your system?
So absolutely, after my heart bypass, I was crying on hospital bed for an hour or two, and that's when I kind of got myself together that I need to reclaim my life. And two things I did. One is 8 weeks after coming out of hospital, I was allowed to sit on a bike. And since then and today, around 10 to 11 years, I've been doing it daily.
Did you cycle before you had these scares?
I was like a recreational cyclist or a weekend warrior before these surgeries. So I was not a cyclist then. But yeah, I did have a bike, but I used to only do it for recreation.
Now, since this is a nutritional segment we're talking about, once you got out of all these medical scares, how did your nutrition change?
Yeah, so I eliminated a lot of food from my diets, colas, fried foods, and a lot of things that I thought my body didn't need. Right from that day, from the hospital itself, I stopped having these things.
Right.
In fact, I remember I had my first cola 4 years after my heart bypass in Canada, where I had to have it. So kind of I changed a lot in my diet because of all these scares, and since then, I'm very particular about what goes inside.
I've done a lot of research about cola specifically because at one point Diet Coke was my go-to drink.
Yeah.
The worst thing to do to your system. Talking about that, Tim, इन्होंने तो बोल दिया avocado खाओ ये खाओ. आप nutritionist हैं. आपके हिसाब से what is your go-to meal? कि भूख लगे और एक अच्छा wholesome nutritious meal खाना है तो तुम्हारा go-to meal क्या है?
See, I'm a very boring person when it comes to food. So मैं मेरा veggies खाऊंगी. मेरा बहुत standard है. I will look at a plate as macros and micros. That's how now I've like
अब ये
trained
तो
myself.
मुझे समझ में नहीं आया. मैं एक्टर हूँ. Micros, minor, major मेरे को समझ में नहीं आया. इसका क्या मतलब है?
Macros are your proteins, fats, and carbs, which is
the food group.
Which is what your body needs in large quantities.
Okay.
And micros are your micronutrients, like your vitamins and minerals.
Right.
Iron, your potassium, phosphorus, whatever, magnesium, all of that. So when I look at my plate, I can be anywhere in this planet or anywhere, like whether I'm in a Bijapur because I'm just coming back from Bijapur, whether I'm in Bijapur or I'm sitting in a Marriott, I will look at my plate as a balanced meal. So I will want some amount of fiber in there. I will want a proper amount of protein in there.
तो मैं आपको स्टॉप करना चाहूंगा यहाँ पे. आप ये जो बोल रहे हो आम जनता नहीं समझती. मुझे पता होना चाहिए कि मेरी थाली में चावल है, दाल है, सब्जी है, ऐसा कुछ बोलो.
तो वही तो सब्जी होना चाहिए, रोटी होना चाहिए,
आइटम बोलो.
या तो पनीर होना चाहिए या चिकन होना चाहिए.
पनीर चिकन वो प्रोटीन सोर्स हो गया.
हाँ बिल्कुल.
दाल भी प्रोटीन सोर्स है.
दाल I would probably put it more under carbs. Yeah.
Under carbs? Are you serious?
हाँ, बहुत
I stand corrected because all my life I thought दाल.
वही तो problem रहता है.
Yeah.
And it's not it's in comparison to a paneer or a chicken, it's not that high quality of protein either.
No, it is not, of course.
Yeah. So it is like for the amount of calories that you're taking in, you're not going to get the amount of protein that you need in that. And for me,
so you should look at dal as a carb group.
हाँ मेरा
And
तो वही
sabzi, bhaji, wo bhi
sabzi is fiber.
fiber.
Yeah.
Anand,
Fiber and carb.
I have to ask you because since you've lost so much weight, and this is my last question for the nutrition round.
Yeah.
Supposing I'm vegetarian, a lot of people out here are vegetarian. Indians, so many vegetarians. What are the best sources of protein for a
See,
vegetarian?
I think this maybe stepping back a little bit. जो आपने question पूछा था around health and fitness.
जी.
In my mind, fitness comes from exercise, and health comes from eating right.
Nutrition.
And a lot of people get confused कि हम gym कर रहे हैं, हम cycle कर रहे हैं, तो now I can eat anything. So that first of all is a very fundamental issue.
जी.
You know, people will have cycling and then उसके बाद they'll go and eat like fried or sweet stuff
वो
because
तो
आज
ठीक
हमने
है साइकिलिंग खत्म करके बियर पीते हैं
beer, yeah.
Beer तो around it, diuretic है यार. कमाल करते हो यार. Don't diss beer, okay?
Yeah. No, so first, so
It
having
impedes recovery. That's the only issue.
As long as it impedes only that, I'm fine.
So now when it comes to health, in my mind, protein, fat, carbs, in that order, I decide the quantity of when I eat. Obviously, the vegetables are alongside. Protein, I'm actually a non-vegetarian. So for me, every meal has chicken or mutton or a fish or an egg or
All
something.
of you are non-vegetarians?
No, I'm a veg.
Veg.
You're a veg?
Yeah.
Okay.
But when it comes to veg, there are a lot of options. You know, for example, paneer is a good source, but paneer also
No
has
fat
good
paneer.
fat.
But
I would
low-fat paneer, or a lot of people say you just have regular.
I will
Regular
go
is
with
fine.
regular
हाँ.
paneer because I think fat is an important. See, energy आपको दो source से मिलती है, fat से और carbohydrate से. I feel fat is a far superior source of energy as compared to carbohydrates. But
That's
good
a
fat,
great thought. Yeah,
ghee, butter, paneer.
Is butter okay?
Yes, ghee and butter are just the same
fats.
milk
But
के derivatives.
butter is processed.
Yeah.
To the level it's processed, ghee is much better than butter,
much
obviously.
या घर का जो
घर का
white
जो-
घर में
butter,
बना हुआ white
हाँ.
butter, वो ठीक है.
So like ghee भी to the level आप घर का खा सकते हो बना हुआ, जो भी घर का. Processed food generally, you know, हम लोग like biscuits हैं,
वो तो नहीं
नमकीन है, वो सब तो आता ही नहीं है घर पे. But tofu, soya,
Tofu, soya.
these are good sources. Eggs, it's border whether it's veg, non-veg, you can debate.
मेरे तो वैसे.
So egg is a very good source. It's because egg के अंदर आप सिर्फ protein नहीं मिल रहा, but you get also a good composition of
Since you
different
mentioned
vitamins.
egg, a lot of people say egg white, egg white, egg white. My nutritionist said have the full egg.
Full egg.
Yes.
Full egg, full egg,
Yes.
full egg, full
Absolutely,
egg.
absolutely full egg
Yes.
because जो egg yellow में there are number of vitamins which are very important for your body which are only there in yellow.
You know,
All-
you also mentioned, sorry, you
Yeah.
also mentioned macros and micros. And you said, when I look at a plate, so I understood the macros, but you didn't mention how the hell does one come to know कि मेरे को ये vitamin मिल रहा है कि नहीं पालक खा के.
You do an
Normal आदमी कैसे सोचता है?
you
उतना
do
नहीं
it-
सोचना
You have
चाहिए
to
ना
do
लेकिन.
an annual checkup for that. To check.
नहीं, पर
And
मुझे
then-
मेरे
हाँ.
थाली में क्या मिल रहा है? अभी ये जो हम बैठे हुए
So
हैं घर पे-
anything that is, so your greens will usually have like a lot of vitamin K in it. It will have iron in it.
So you have to be aware of what is what.
The oranges and so anything that is orange and yellow in color will have a lot of vitamin C in it. So the
That-
more that you study it, वो automatically हो जाता है. It
Yes,
happens over a
that
period
too.
of time.
Yeah. No, so I was just saying that this mix is equally important.
Okay.
And you know, fat is very important. Now, what is bad fat also, which people should know,
yeah,
not
that's
just
good,
good.
good.
Like
Let's see.
oil, processed oil, fried.
But हमारा खाना तो ऑयल में ही बनता है.
Unfortunately.
तो वो अच्छा
In
नहीं.
fact, there's a lot of research which actually connects processed oil to not just fat but also a lot of cause for cancer. So processed oil, seed oil is not good. अगर आपको खाना बनाना है आप घर पे घी में बनाओ. Use tallow oil which यहाँ ज़्यादा नहीं होता है. Butter is fine.
Really?
Yeah.
As opposed
Coconut oil is fine.
to they say this oil is good for the heart. नहीं होगा, ऐसा कुछ नहीं होता है.
Marketing gimmick.
Oh my God, we're busting a lot of myths. In a nutshell, मुझे जो समझ में आया है कि the most important thing that I'm taking away from here, कल से मैं घी खाना शुरू कर दूँगा.
In fact, in my
You
house,
don't eat ghee.
Yeah.
Big cooking.
You know, I do eat
I think
ghee.
all of us cook
But
I
minimal,
do
huh?
eat ghee, but you know, obviously, I don't cook in ghee.
Yeah.
So, but whatever I've heard from four of you, and four of you turned your lives around.
Yeah. In my house, I can tell you, my food is not allowed to be cooked in oil.
And you can make anything in ghee?
Yeah,
Like
everything.
कोई भी सब्जी, दाल, chicken, everything can be.
My house
कल से
is
घी में
everything.
बनेगा.
And you can do a lot of steaming and boiling as well
Yeah.
in terms of food. Yeah. Sorry.
आप बोल रहे थे
I thought you all forgot pulses.
For the
You have
veg
the black
protein.
beans, you have chole.
Ah.
Vegetarians, they are a good source of energy, good source of proteins. Besides the eggs and the paneer, of course.
Okay, so now that brings us to the end of the nutrition bit of this conversation. Since Tim knows so much about yoga and yoga and fitness, let me ask you, now that we've done with the nutrition bit, how do you, so everybody today, say let's the boys, they want to have big bicep, huge shoulders, they'll go pump iron in the gym and then eat whatever protein, whey protein, yevo. How do you incorporate things like yoga, which is very important for your mental well-being as well? This new thing called Pilates, which everybody's kind of, not new, but everybody's turning towards that. Earlier, men used to say, "Yaar, hum thodi karte hain." Today, at least, it's opening up. A lot of men are starting to do Pilates because it's very good. What all do you integrate into your training, and what would you recommend somebody who's watching this podcast?
So for me, as a competitive triathlete, I need 3 sports, right? So those 3 go anyway. So I do swim, I do run, and I do ride.
Don't look.
She also does it.
Don't cheat.
And she does वो डबल करती है मेरे से
नहीं, वो नहीं, वो cheating करती है।
हाँ क्या अच्छा देख रही है बदमाश
एक ही आदमी है
वो
जो
नहीं
इन्होंने नहीं देखा
Now flash हुआ था मेरा आँख चले गया.
वो एक्चुअली मिरर में अपने को देखने की कोशिश कर रही है
Not at all.
Sorry, start again.
So of course 3 sports are there, but now everything again. So maybe I'll just take a step back and I'll speak about the different systems that you need to work, right? So there is, the human body has a cardiovascular system,
Correct.
which is your aerobic, correct, your heart base. So all your cardio activities, which is the 3 sports that I mentioned, like a swimming or a cycling or a running, they're all high cardio activities and they work on improving your overall fitness and your heart health, okay? The next one is musculoskeletal.
Musculoskeletal.
Yeah. So which is your bone health. So in that you need to ensure that you have the right amount of nutrition when it comes to recovery, which is your B12. Big components of which is your B12 and your vitamin D, which most of us South Asians are deficient in.
Vitamin D, yeah.
हाँ जी, and
तो ये
B12
sun से
also.
मिल जाता है enough vitamin D?
नहीं.
नहीं ना.
और हमारा the skin tone also, no, the melatonin doesn't allow, because all of us, we are out on the road all the time, but we will still be deficient. Why? Because we are not absorbing it well enough. So you need supplementation for that.
For vitamin D.
Now, for musculoskeleton, you have to do resistance training. And resistance comes through strength, which is lifting your weights. But when you're constantly lifting weights, you're contracting your muscle. And what is happening is your range of motion is getting reduced. Which means that after a certain point in time, and I think everyone here would have been injured at some point.
I'm still
have.
injured.
You're still injured.
I'm still injured.
What
I tore
happened?
my hamstring.
Oh.
Grade 3 tear of my tendon and hamstring.
How did that happen?
I was doing a stunt, mid-air stunt.
Okay. So usually what happens is, so yours was a stunt-based, impact-based tear which happened. But generally, because we are doing very repetitive motion, right? It's the same activity again and again. So what happens is, whether it's a cycling or a running, it starts with tightness of the sole of your foot. It moves into your calf. It moves into your hamstring.
Name, I can't sit straight now. That's why if you see me say, it's not that I'm trying to give my look to camera, it's because I'm uncomfortable.
It's yeah. So what happens is,
वो सबको होता है ये?
हाँ सबको
अरे वाह
होता है।
वाह। तो ठीक है।
And जैसे ज़्यादा बुढ़े होते जाते हो और
वो ज़्यादा
होता
होता है। अच्छा इसीलिए मुझे ज़्यादा हो रहा है।
And at this point in time, to improve your mobility and to continue that range of motion, you need to incorporate something like a yoga. Yoga helps with that. Of course, because of the fact, and for you.
But if I'm already stiff, I tried doing yoga.
It is for everybody.
If I'm so stiff, I couldn't even sit on the floor. Yeah.
Over a period of time, with repetitive action, it will improve.
It will.
So slowly,
So you have to
slowly,
stick with
slowly.
the plan.
When you started your first, say, deadlift, what deadlift do you do now? 120?
What 80
80.
to 100.
You do 80 to 100. The first one was not 80 to 100.
No, 5 or 10.
Over a period of time, it improved.
Yeah.
It's a similar thing with
Same
your
thing.
range of motion. It has taken you, say, for me, it has taken me 39 years to get to this point. In 5 days, I will not improve, na?
Right.
So I have to continuously, like,
So
that's
yoga,
where.
should be incorporated in any.
Yes. And yoga is not just mobility, it is also breath work. Which is what you said, is good for the mind. It calms your mind. As soon as the mind gets calm, your sleep quality improves. When your sleep quality improves, your recovery improves. So everything is interrelated. It is not that strength works separately and cardio works separately and nutrition works separately.
Everything has to be done together. Like nutrition.
They're all integrated
like
together.
nutrition, this also has to be integrated.
Yes.
A little bit of everything.
Yes.
Okay. Sarika, what are your, now since you're, like she said, you've done more than what she has. What are your thoughts on, again going back to nutrition slightly, a lot of people are dependent on these whey protein drinks, etc., etc. And I have been told, I'm not sure, I have been told that too much of that is not good for your system.
Yeah, so ideally, it's easy to carry with you, and after gym, it's like a quick, intake of the protein. So I cannot totally say that it's completely bad, but you should look at the ingredients and see that whether the ingredients are completely chemical. Can you name the ingredients first and foremost? If you can name most of the ingredients, I can understand. But if you can't name any of the ingredients, try and use stuff which is clean kind
मैं
of
आपको
stuff.
एक और एग्जांपल दे मैं आपको पूछता हूँ कि इस पे जैसे सारे इंग्रेडिएंट्स नीट क्लीन एकदम परफेक्ट है इसमें कुछ बुरा नहीं है तो कितनी बार ले सकते हैं दिन में और कितना सेफ होता है
अभी ऐसा है कि if you're getting a good meal, a wholesome meal, like she discussed the macros with us, इसमें तुम्हारा protein, carbs, etc., fats. But now I'm out, I'm here, okay, and I'm finished my workout or I'm going somewhere else. This is more portable protein. Go ahead, have it. It's better than you being hungry. It's better than not having protein. So an easy, accessible protein is still better than not having a protein.
Anything.
Yeah. So no, do not carry forward your hunger for so long. Instead, have a quick protein which is still better. And of course, if you can read most of the ingredients, it's good. So I cannot say that do not have the protein.
Anant has been trying to say something.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have a take on that. Yeah, exactly. And he didn't want that to pass. कि यार चला गया तो मैं बोल नहीं पाऊँगा. I love it. I love the enthusiasm.
Yeah.
Yes, Anant.
No, I think there is a big misconception that people who want to build muscle should be the
that's
only
another-
ones eating protein.
Yeah.
That in my
Good
mind
point.
is a fundamental misconception
yeah.
because you need protein for your basic maintenance of the muscle. And even if, because your muscles degrade as you become old, and which is why as you cross 650, 60, 70, your muscles lose. लोग गिरते हैं, injuries होती हैं. A lot of people, in fact, die because their body system can't handle their own body weight. So that muscle building and maintenance has to happen when you're young. You can't suddenly start at 50, 60. It has to start when you're 30, 40, 50.
Yeah.
But if you haven't,
Can I debunk your myth?
Huh?
Only once.
Yeah.
This morning, I read an article about this guy called Richard Bragan from Cincinnati. He's 93 years old. He is a champion in indoor rowing.
Yeah.
Okay.
He started working out when he was 70.
Yeah.
After he retired, he was a baker.
Yeah.
It is never too late to start
Fantastic.
working out as long as you work out.
Perfect.
I used to also think like this कि जितना जल्दी, of course, जितना जल्दी करोगे उतना better building बनेगा, उतना better foundation होगा. But it's never too late.
Never too late.
Today
It's
you
never too
decide,
late, yeah.
And please continue.
So for your maintenance of your body, at least everyone needs 1 to 1.25 gram maintenance, not for bodybuilding.
Right.
1 to 1.25 gram per kg of body weight, they need minimum protein.
Even if you're not working out.
That's your basic
That's
maintenance
basic
of protein. So even if, let's say, if you're 70 kgs, to maintain the protein intake, you need 70 to 80 grams of protein every day. And I think अगर आप वो नहीं ले रहे हो तो your muscles are depleting, you are not taking proper nutrients which are required by your body. And so in my mind, first importance is कि protein लेना है. Second comes the source. To the level you can keep natural sources better, but a lot of times you cannot maintain 70-80 grams with natural sources.
So you
Which is where you start looking for whether it's whey protein, whether it's energy bars, whatever, as long as you're getting the right nutrients to get to your protein
I've had
levels.
a friend who actually fell, this has got nothing to do, but just sharing information that he wanted to lose weight and he just wanted a pure source of protein. So he actually took out half his meals and he just had whey protein for about a month. He felt so badly ill. It became toxic and he was...
Because
he
kidneys
started-
must have taken a load
He
because
developed some sort of irritable bowel syndrome.
IBS,
And he had indigestion, like terrible. That's why I said, even if it's very good, there is a cap to how much you can get. That's why it's called a supplement.
Yeah.
It is not your main thing.
Correct.
Now, before we end this round, starting with you, sir, one tip or advice that you'd like to give, whether it's Gen Z or it's anybody of any age, about health in general and fitness. And I love what he said, that health is different, fitness is different.
So about fitness, let me put it very clearly to people listening to this. A lot of people do, these routines of working out 3 days a week, 2 days a week. I mean, they're constantly struggling with their fitness routines. So I believe that, it's far more easier to follow a fitness routine 6 days a week, even if you do a combination of running, swimming, cycling, whatever, than people who are never adjusting to their fitness routine because they're doing it sporadically. And second is, for me, my fitness hours are not flexible. I've put these 2 hours, let's say 5 to 7 or whatever, 5 to 8. Everything else has been rotated around it, my sleep time, my office time. But for most working people I know, the flexible hours are their fitness time.
Fitness time. And
That doesn't work. So, this has to
That's
stay
a great
constant.
piece of advice.
And everything else, you model your life based on what your body needs. And, that would work.
Touch wood, sir, you look so absolutely fresh, fit and healthy. I wouldn't have guessed your age at all.
so much.
And that too after going through.
You've done 75 kilometers right today also?
Yeah.
Today also.
75 kilometers.
3 hours, no, he does.
Yeah,
वो कर लिया अभी उसके बाद ये podcast कर
क्या
लेंगे
है?
So, the way I have sustained this for 10
Excellent.
years is I have not made this time flexible. Late movies are now shifted from 9 p.m. shows to 7:30 p.m. At a marriage in the night, I'm the first one at the dinner table
I'm the first
because
one.
food has to go in before 9 p.m. Because next day morning to sit like this for 3 hours is not possible if you have food in the stomach. So, few changes, and I've been able to, keep
Do you believe
this-
in things like intermittent fasting and all of that?
I've tried a lot of things, but then remember a lot of these temporary things might work for a short time. But ideally, build a lifestyle which is healthy, like Sarika said, eat healthy and kind of, keep to your fitness routine. But yeah, intermittent fasting or others might work for a short time. But
For a short time.
ideally,
Your body kind of tends to get
remodel
used to
your life
to it, you're doing something.
remodel your life to, live it the healthy way. That works.
Thank you. Tim, one piece of advice on both fitness and health.
Fitness. Okay, so what I would suggest is that, I don't know, I had a thought. He covered most of it. So be consistent.
That's the idea of having a panel.
Yeah. Be consistent. And the second thing that I would suggest is that accept your journey where you are. Don't compare yourself to anyone else.
Perfect.
You
ये
know?
भी बहुत जरूरी है क्योंकि हम लोग जिम में हूँ कोई कर रहा होता है तो बाजू वाला एकदम इंस्पायर हो जाता है और उसमें वो इंजरी भी हो जाती है.
Or for example, him, like he's done a 75K. Everybody can't do it. And maybe you can. He's taken 10 years to get there. So don't compare your journey to anyone else's journey. Start where you are. Accept where you are. Find a goal. Once you have that goal, it's easy to make a path. And I think this everyone will agree, including you, it's a lifestyle.
Yeah.
It is a lifestyle.
It's not कि आज मैंने 100 किलोमीटर राइड किए तो आज तो मैं
बस
पिज्जा
तो
खाऊंगा उसके बाद
और
मैं
beer
लावा
पीऊंगा।
केक और बियर लेके आओ यार. No, it has to all be in balance. Balance is key.
Lifestyle.
Too much of anything is bad for you, including too much of a workout as well. So build it slowly,
Yeah, we
take
will
your
come to
time.
that. We are coming to that. That's my next question after we finish
Yeah.
all the tips. Because that's very, very important, which people kind of forget. Yes.
Yeah,
Anand.
I think my one tip would be a lot of people think about, oh, what's the diet you're eating? And in my mind, it's not about diet, it's about a lifestyle you're choosing. And अगर आपको कोई बोल रहा है कि
Why did you decide to lose weight? Sorry, I forgot to ask you
Yeah.
earlier.
I actually didn't decide to lose weight. I started a certain journey which led to losing weight. So we were actually during COVID time, lockdown, I randomly saw one cyclist. And I saw कि, cycling करते हैं, घर पे बैठे bore हो रहे हैं. So I asked my wife, I'm going to buy a cycle. She said, it's going to be like your gym membership, which you take and you never go.
Ouch.
So,
Ego.
so nonetheless, I went and I bought the bike. And then once I started cycling, I started enjoying. That cycling for a couple of months, then I realized if I have to be a better cyclist, I have to do strength training. I got into strength training hence. And then I was doing cycling and health and gym, and I thought now I would be really, really healthy. And I got my blood test done, and it was the worst blood sample I ever got. Why? Because I felt that I'm doing 100 kilometer cycling. So before that, I can have some pizza, I can have some laddu. After coming back, I can have 3 parathe. वापस आके 100 kilometer 3 parathe. Because आज तो 100 kilometer cycle चले गए. But that's where the revelation happened that health and fitness are two different things. So then health has to do with food and fitness has to do with exercise. And that to me basically led to how I eat and what I eat. And today I'm very clear, you know, in our house, it's all homemade food.
चीटिंग होती है कभी?
See, cheating is when you like the other side of the food, but when you realize, when you eat
नहीं
good
कभी
food,
मतलब एक चीट मील हफ्ते में
I
you don't crave.
no, you don't. I don't have craving because see, the beauty of eating good food is the day you have bad food, you will realize what it does to your body. I mean, the day I eat pizza,
He sounds like a nutritionist more than you, yeah.
the day I eat pizza, after eating pizza, you're like, why did we do this? Because you realize how
कितना पिज्जा खा लिया है? एक साइज तेरा पूरा नहीं खाना.
आज ही वड़ा पाव है, आज ही ये सब सुनना पड़ रहा है.
नाम खराब कर.
जल्दी आगे बढ़ते हैं यार, आगे बढ़ते हैं.
Italians का नाम
कुछ अच्छी बातें बताओ.
I never feel like this. I'm putting it on record.
Balance में. हाँ.
Balance. So most importantly, it's for everybody. Like somebody like me who's got 2 kids. I live in a joint family and I go to work also. And because I'm born and brought up here, I have a number of friends. And since I do all the 3 aspects
And you do
of the sport-
socialize and you want to go out.
Yeah, I swim, bike, and run. So I have community, all the 3 places. My tip would be is like first of all, find time for yourself. As a mom, I think I enjoy my time as an athlete separately. So first thing is, अगर आप walk के लिए भी जाओ, you go with your friends for a walk, you enjoy going to the beach, just go for that half an hour, just take the first step. Once you start enjoying the activity, you can keep progressing. So though I have always been an athlete all throughout my life and I never had like this turnaround. So I love my food, but like I said, there's a balance. If there are events, if there is, you know, okay, now there's you put on too much weight and, you know, you need to cut down a little. So you balance it out. Again, go back to, but you importantly.
2 different thoughts, yeah.
Yeah, importantly, begin your journey. Take it baby steps, 1 step at a time. You cannot turn around and say कि आज भाई मैं, you know, I'll stop eating all this. No chocolates, no sugar, no. Take it step by step. 1 elimination per day or per week, etc. And 1 activity which is from half an hour has increased to 1 hour. It could be a walk.
So like she said, if I get into yoga, get into it slowly
Yeah.
and continue. It'll
Exactly.
happen.
And like she said, another thing, consistency is the key. Consistency. Just do it every
Keep
single
doing
day.
it. एक question आपसे है मेरे लिए personal question. Now since my hamstring injury and a lot of people I've noticed now since I got it, you know, it's like the red car theory. आपने आते आते कितनी रेड कार्स नोटिस की?
अभी देखूंगी.
अब जाते आते मैं बोलूंगा तो आप नोटिस करोगे. तब से मैं hamstring injury नोटिस कर रहा हूँ. Now what has happened to it is that my body has become disbalanced and I've had a problem in my lower back on the left side. How do I repair it?
You'll have to fix your range of motion, and then you will have to do single leg exercises and core exercises to strengthen
Core
and
exercises
stabilize
to
yourself.
stabilize. That's
So
how
it is
I
a
do
process.
It's a process.
It's a process. It's not going to happen overnight.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is what I was doing, so I just wanted to double check with you कि मैं correct कर रहा हूँ कि नहीं. Okay, so that brings us to the end of that beautiful segment, which was there was a lot to learn for me also. Finally, ladies and gentlemen, the segment that I hold very dear and I think is extremely important: recovery, sleep. I know we're all young and restless, but sleep is extremely important. आपसे शुरू करते हैं, आपसे खत्म किया था. आपके नजरिए से sleep, recovery, जो भी आप नाम दे दें, वो कितना जरूरी है for health and fitness both.
तो जैसे कि अगर इफ यू आर डूइंग एक्टिविटी 6 टाइम हफ्ते में 6 दिन आप एक्टिविटी कर रहे हो तो आई हैव टू हैव अच्छा स्लीप पैटर्न 7 to 8 hours. ऑल्सो मतलब विमेन नीड मोर स्लीप. हमें और ज्यादा नींद चाहिए क्वाइट ऑनेस्टली.
क्यों ऐसा है? क्या कुछ hormonal requirement होती है?
You have to deal with the men, no?
हाँ.
No. Besides that,
आज सर कुछ नहीं बोलेंगे क्योंकि आज के पैनल पे ये दोनों हमसे स्ट्रॉन्ग हैं. तो हम कुछ नहीं बोलेंगे. जरूर.
The adrenal gland, okay, for women, the adrenal gland is functioning. So we need more sleep. It is advised that women sleep more. And also recovery is better. You'll see any athlete who sleeps 7 to 8 hours.
कितना अनफेयर है ना कि हिंदुस्तान में औरतें ही सबसे कम सोती हैं. सबसे
most
उठो,
unfair.
पहले हस्बैंड के लिए चाय बनाओ, नाश्ता बनाओ, बच्चों के लिए
I agree.
बैग पैक करो. We shall try and change this pattern in India. Okay, moving on.
Yeah.
आप बताइए.
See, sleep is very important. 4 चीजें हैं जो कि बहुत जरूरी हैं. Exercise, food, sleep, stress management. अगर आप ये 4 चीज कर
I'm
सकते
so
हो.
glad you mentioned stress management क्योंकि मेरे को अलग से सवाल नहीं पूछना पड़ेगा.
हाँ. So sleep के लिए अब सबके अलग, किसी को 6 घंटे चाहिए, 7 चाहिए, 8 चाहिए, but काफ़ी जगहों पे लाइक व्हाट आई फिगर्ड आउट कि अगर आप ये 6-7 चीज़ें ठीक से करो तो आप अपनी नींद की क्वालिटी को बहुत इम्प्रूव कर सकते हो. जैसे कि टाइमली सोना. कुछ लोग कभी 9 बजे सो रहे हैं, कभी 1 बजे सो रहे हैं. योर बॉडी इज़ यूज टू अ सर्टन रिदम. आपको रोज़ 10 बजे सो रहे हो तो 10 बजे के प्लस
ऐसा कैसे हो सकता है ना? लेकिन जैसे हम लोग को किसी फंक्शन में जाना है या किसी शूट पे जाना है, ये तो हो नहीं सकता. ये तो यूटोपिया, मतलब वो
In a perfect world.
कैसे आप कर पाते हो?
आई स्लीप एट 10.
आपके अलावा इस पैनल पे कोई नहीं करता होगा. Anyway, आप भी?
Every day.
I'm very fanatic about it.
Yeah.
अरे बाप रे.
Yeah,
See, because-
10 o'clock is my Cinderella hour.
Yeah.
I mean,
Wow,
because I
that's
get only...
fantastic, but that's superb. Yeah, moving.
बट मतलब मैं 10 बजे सोता हूँ, 5 बजे उठता हूँ. मोस्टली 7 days, शुरू से नहीं, शुरू में 5 घंटे सोता था. बट आई रियलाइज कि अगर आप स्लीप ठीक से नहीं कर रहे हो तो एवरीथिंग एल्स इज यूजलेस.
Right.
आपकी बॉडी स्ट्रेस नहीं मैनेज कर सकती, आपकी बॉडी फिटनेस नहीं मैनेज कर
So
सकती.
it all depends on your
ऑन स्लीप. इनफैक्ट अगर एक दिन मुझे चूज करना है स्लीप एंड गोइंग टू द जिम, आई विल स्लीप बिकॉज दैट्स
Wow.
मोर इम्पॉर्टेंट. अगर मैं 6.5 घंटे की नींद नहीं मिल रही है, आई विल नॉट गो फॉर माई राइड बिकॉज स्लीप इज़ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. सो 6.5-7 घंटे सोना. सेकेंड चीज़, कई चीज़ें हैं जिसकी वजह से स्लीप की क्वालिटी ड्रॉप होती है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल,
Alcohol.
आप टीवी देखते देखते एकदम सोने जाओ, उससे स्लीप क्वालिटी पे बहुत
नहीं करना
इम्पैक्ट
चाहिए.
पड़ता है. अर्ली फूड इज़ वेरी हेल्पफुल. अगर आप 9 बजे 9:30 बजे खाना खा रहे हो, 10:30 बजे सोने जा रहे हो तो
बैंड
आपकी स्लीप में वापस आएगा. कम से कम 2.5 से 3 घंटे पहले सोने के. अगर आप 11 बजे सोने वाले हो तो डिनर 8 बजे तक खा लेना चाहिए. 10 बजे सो रहे हो तो 7-7:30 बजे तक खा लेना चाहिए. उसका बहुत इम्पैक्ट पड़ता है. सोने से 2 घंटे पहले अगर आप जनरली स्ट्रेसफुल चीज़ें अवॉइड कर रहे हो, अवॉइड फाइटिंग, अवॉइड लाउड म्यूजिक, अवॉइड लाइक
शादीशुदा
स्ट्रेसफुल.
लोग कैसे?
Avoid fighting, मतलब he's
No,
emphasizing
But
on
it can happen.
Yeah, I mean, so वो
You're
अगर आप
almost like a monk, man.
I hope. So it's almost like, I mean, the first thing I see when I get up is my sleep score.
I just noticed that
Yeah.
3 of you
Garment.
All of us,
are
yeah.
wearing that
Garments.
smartwatch. हमें जरूरत नहीं सर, क्योंकि मेरे पास तुम लोग पिछड़े हुए लोग हैं. हम इसके बारे में बात करेंगे जब कैमरा बंद हो जाएगा. Sorry, you were saying, so the first thing you notice about
Sleep score.
So you
And
also check REM, deep
Everything.
sleep, light sleep, everything.
Resting heart rate, HRV, what. So, and अब इतना हो गया है कि मुझे पता है कि अगर मैं 4 इनपुट्स हैं तो मेरी आज रात में नींद कैसी होगी. I have a fair good idea of if I have watched a TV, how the sleep will
So
get
you mean
impacted.
I have obviously been making a mistake that even though I'm feeling tired, I'm still going to the gym. Like from here, I will rush to the gym because I have an event in the evening. So you think that if I'm feeling tired, I should skip the gym and try and sleep?
Try and get that rest. I think your body recovery is very, very important. Otherwise, you're putting your body into a chronic stress.
But
I think
again,
he's-
it
yeah.
depends on your lifestyle as well, right? Like if you are a
No,
kind
but I can avoid it.
yeah,
I would have picked going
if
to
it
the
is
gym and not sleeping.
if it is one day, it's okay. But you can't do it every day.
Every day you can't.
Every day you can't do it because you need that
Yeah,
exercise.
there's no
bit also.
generalization,
Yeah.
but I get the
Yeah.
picture. Okay,
Yeah.
ये ऐसा होना चाहिए. You have anything to add to this conversation?
No, absolutely. And for people over 40, if you've not slept for 5 hours, skip the morning workout. You could have a cardiac event.
I'll remember that when I touch 40. We reach a stage wherein after this, okay guys, very interesting conversation. I think I've learned a lot. I think that I know everything, but we don't, obviously. And you know, meeting people like you who are so deep into health and fitness and the वो बारीकियां जिसे कहते हैं, सबको कहा था हिंदी में बात करने के लिए, किसी ने बात नहीं की. खैर, तो वो बारीकियां जो है बहुत सारी सीखा हूं मैं आज. We have a very special segment on the show, which is called the Keep Going segment. Every time in life we reach a stage, or like it could be a plateau, it could be boredom, it could be an injury, it could be a health ailment, whatever it might be. I want to know, in short, from all 4 of you, your keep going mantra. Starting with you.
I think my kids, it's setting an example for them. कि दोनों daughters है मेरी, मैं अगर I set an example कि अगर मम्मी कर सकती है तो हम भी कर सकते हैं. So that's most important to me. And my husband is my driving force. He is very supportive of whatever I do. And
Of course, na. The more you're out of the house, he's happy.
I'm in the office with him. But
अच्छा, इसीलिए तो आपको ट्रायथलॉन करना है. अच्छा, 100 किलोमीटर भागना है, भागो.
सबसे लंबा वाला
200 भाग के आओ. हाँ. But that's an interesting thought that you want to do it for your kids.
Yeah.
Keep going so that they learn the right things.
Yes, they learn the right. Both of my daughters
Because
are
what you
girls.
do is not no mean task. Not easy at all.
Setting a good example for them, most
fantastic.
importantly. And of course, the family itself is very supportive. And
Are you
I'm very
from a
grateful.
sports family or a sports background?
Actually, you could say my dad is a rifle shooter, and he was with the Olympic team in '84
Oh, there you go.
in Germany, and
So grounding ही ऐसी हुई है.
yeah, and we've done like horse riding throughout my life, cycling, swimming all my life.
Super. Anand?
So for me, what's important is, and you see, everyone has a very different goal of why they're looking at the health and fitness. And for me, longevity is most important. And I'll explain what longevity in my mind means. It's like till the time I am alive, I am fit.
I want to be fit.
And I want to minimize that gap जिसमें अगर मैं maybe 80 years या 70 years तक कि मैं 65 के बाद I am not then able to move. I want to maximize if I'm gonna live till 80, I'm flexible, mobile, I can move till 80.
Till you're alive, you
Till
want
I'm
to be
alive, I
around
want to
there.
be. I want to be in a situation where I can move, I can be flexible, I can do things, and for that, what I do every day or every week is to make sure I'm a little better than last week. You know, the point you mentioned around gym is very, very. When you go to gym and you see all people lifting heavy weights, sometimes it can be overwhelming. But then you realize, listen, forget about it. What I feel better is I am so much better than last week,
Yeah.
and that was
You're
so much
competing with
better
yourself.
than. So अगर मैं हर दिन अपने या हर हफ्ते पिछले हफ्ते से थोड़ा सा better हूँ, then I'm in the right direction. And to me, doing a little bit more every week is important.
Very good. I'm actually honestly taking something back from this conversation because in my mind I've always believed कि जब मैं जिम जाता हूँ कभी-कभी कोफ्त होती है कि यार छोड़ आज नहीं जाना है, लेकिन एक बार पहुंच जाता हूँ ना और वो जो 1 घंटा खत्म होता है ना उसके अंदर इतने एंडोर्फिन्स फ्लो होते हैं कि आई फील वेरी गुड. लेकिन अभी आपने एक और मेरे को नजरिया बताया कि भाई उससे अच्छा कभी-कभी रेस्ट कर लिया करो. ठीक है, दिमाग बोल रहा है मत जाओ, बट एनीवे आई हैव टू वेट.
Do you work out 7 days a week?
6 days to minimum.
हाँ.
7th day my mind says कि नहीं जाना तो मत जाओ. अगर if I feel fit enough and energetic enough I go. तो मेरा ऐसा नहीं है कि 7 दिन नहीं जाऊंगा. कभी क्योंकि मेरे काम की वजह से कभी
One day you can add mobility.
No, I do mobility every second day.
Every
तो करना ही पड़ी. That's why I asked you ना
okay.
कि hip के लिए क्या करना है, तो वो mobility तो करता ही हूँ.
Okay, yeah.
So before I ask you your go to keep going, is it all right to go to the gym twice in the morning just to do walking and then in the
Of
evening?
course.
Is it
Absolutely.
okay?
I work out like.
But then aren't you expending more energy and then your recovery
It depends
is
on
not...
again where you are in your journey. Like I work out 3 to 5 hours a day.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's
Yeah,
okay.
so it's okay.
Great. What is your
so
keep
you
going?
slowly build it up. You don't do it like suddenly you like a hero. You don't reach कि अरे आज मैं सुबह
नहीं, पर मैं तो हीरो की तरह ही पहुंचता हूँ. मैं तो हीरो की तरह ही पहुंचता हूँ. मतलब मैं थोड़ी जोकर की तरह पहुंच सकता हूँ. कमाल करते हैं आज. कोई नहीं. हाँ, your keep going mantra.
For me, I think I feel good about it. I trust the process. It's become part of who I am. I am incomplete without being active. And for me, one of my life goals is that this planet is just very beautiful. I want to explore it. And for me to explore it, it is very important whether I want to like go swimming in the ocean or I want to go climb a mountain. It's very important for me to be fit.
Right.
And that's where my journey is actually begun. And it'll always be there with me. Like, and just like he said, till I'm 80. So there's this lady.
Whenever you're alive, you want to be.
There's this lady. She's called the Iron Nun.
Yeah.
She's a nun. She's 82 years old, and she does 84 now. Iron Man's.
Yeah.
She does it every
Wow.
year.
Are you serious?
Yeah, absolutely.
Superb.
Poker face. Yeah. So she's an inspiration. Everyone around me is an inspiration. I mean, she's an inspiration. You.
No, all over you are
everybody.
inspiration.
Yeah. You just need to. You have inspiration everywhere. You just need to look for it.
Look for the
Yeah.
inspiration in the right places.
Yeah.
Sir, last question, last मौका है, जितना बोलना है बोल दो सर. इसके बाद घर ही जाना है आपको.
So, my take on why I do this every day, 6 days a week, absolutely about what it does to my day after the ride. After the ride, I am so happy, I am so energetic, physically and mentally active. In fact, at my work, I am a much better CEO. I actually handle problems and challenges at work so better on the days that I have had my 2-3 hours of ride. Wow. So I would not.
And the days you miss it, do you feel little
Yeah.
You do
You
feel.
want 2 or 3
Worst
cups
day.
of
Coffee.
on the days that I missed, You need 1 or 2 or 3 cups of coffees to wake
To
you
just,
up.
yeah.
You snap at people.
You do.
Cranky,
You do.
yeah.
This is what happens when your mind is not woken up.
Right, yeah.
And the days when you've already
That's
done
true.
your
That is true.
doing the do, is when your mind is awake, alive, energetic, and you literally are jumping into work.
Sir, gym jana padega abhi to.
So, kind
Otherwise,
of-
I'll snap at my wife and I'll be in the doghouse. On that nice note, we come to the end of yet another spectacular episode of Unstoppable, powered by RiteBite Max Protein. It's been an absolute pleasure having all of you. And I think we should do a reunion after maybe 6 months and see where we are at.
So nice.
You know?
Absolutely,
It'll be
yeah.
super fun. And I'll see you again very soon with yet another episode. Till then, stay healthy, stay happy. Lots of love.